Morning to everyone. It's our 153rd meeting, and we have gathered here virtually to continue our regular meetings. So, without any further delay, I would like to have our mission statement and few housekeeping rules that are really necessary in order to conduct a smooth meeting. The statement is simple and in fact very impactful. Agora empowers you to become a brilliant communicator and a confident leader who will actively build a better world. Has a lot of value and a lot of impacts that can be in someone's personal growth, public speaking also that can help us to be a better. So, with that, I would like to housekeeping rules here. These housekeeping rules are quite different than the physical meetings we do. So, first and foremost, I would like everyone who are not speaking to mute your mic. This helps us to avoid all sorts of background noises, and this helps us to have a smooth communication. Only the speaker shall remain speaking or has or needs to have his or her mic open. Besides that, everyone needs to mute their mic. The other rule, if I can see a lot of mics not muted. Please do mute. You can have your video turned on, but you must mute your mic. Okay, I think we are done with that, right? So the next simple rule is that if we want to speak or if we want to have anything to say, we can just raise our hand. There is an option called reactions at the bottom of your desktop. If you're using a desktop, there is reaction. You can use that reaction as a notification, or you can simply raise your hand by just you virtually raise your hand, so the meeting facilitator will be able to see you and will be having a time for you to speak. Also, if you have any issues with the meeting or audio or video, you can simply write a text in the message box. We can see that message. We can have a conversation over there too. And please do use English as our language to communicate, because we are here from different nations where the local languages are quite not understandable. So let's try to use English as our language to communicate in both audio as well as when we are writing in text messages too. So with that, I would like to hand over this floor to our meeting facilitator, AS Bimala Dahalman. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Agora Speaker Sabin Kharel. Good morning, all. Welcome to meeting number 153 of our Kathmandu Speaker Club. This is our online meeting. I see here more than 5 guests. So we don't have Indo time for introduction according to our agenda sheet. Today, our meeting leader is president of our club, Agora Speaker Pawan Joshi. About him, I would like to say he likes to travel and have habit of communication with different people. He is an enthusiastic speaker. He is a banker by profession. He always ready to mentor or help to other club members. Please welcome to our meeting leader with big round of applause, Agora speaker Pawan Joshi. Thank you.
Thank you, meeting facilitator, Agora speaker Bimala Dahal. So am I audible, right? So if am I audible, can you
Yes.
please thumbs up?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and namaste to all of you.
Good
Today
morning.
we are in our 153rd meeting of Kathmandu Speakers Club. So on behalf of Kathmandu Speakers Club, I would like to thank you, our past president, Timer Rideman Shrestha, Dr. Pawan Kumar Sharma, our founder Alexander, and fellow members and all the guests from all over Nepal. So thank you for your participation and good morning and namaste again to all of you. In this kind of meeting, we have normally 3 platforms, 3 sessions. The first session we conduct in our Kathmandu Speaker Club is the hot topic session, where we have a hot topic master. He will be conducting a session and he will be providing few topics to you. Whoever likes to speak has to raise hand and speak on that topic. And the next session we will have is the prepared speech session, where we will have our prepared speaker delivering their speeches on the prepared topics. And on that session, we have 2 educational speaker as well. So they will be guiding you how meeting should be conducted, how a club should be run, and next will be the educational project, how each project should be handled by the speaker. And the final session will be meeting evaluation session, where our meeting evaluator will evaluate overall meeting, give us few feedbacks, comment on the meeting, whether the meeting went well or not. So let's move to our first session for today. The first session for today is hot topic session. And about hot topic session, our hot topic master Mohan will elaborate you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let me introduce our role taker first. Today we have grammarian as Agora speaker Rosani Pandey. So Rosani, will you please announce word of the day and say something about our role?
Namaste and good morning, everyone. And good morning to the Nepal Agora Speakers Nepal, and welcome to our first virtual meeting. And today I'm your grammarian, and I'm gonna introduce you a word which will be the word of the day. So, am I audible? Am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Yes, Rosani,
Am I
we are
audible to you?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
if I'm
audible.
not audible, then you can raise your hand like this. If I'm audible and you are hearing clearly, then you can raise your thumb up. So, okay, let's start again. Good morning, everyone. And today I am your grammarian. And word of the day for today's meeting is debacle. And I have an example for you. It's a noun. Its meaning is a sudden violent event that brings about great loss or destruction, or something that has failed. An example of the word is his first performance was a debacle. And if you will use the word in our meeting, then we will welcome you with our round of a round of applause. And I hope that our participants and the dear fellows will use the word as much as possible. So thank you so much. I would like to hand over the meeting to the meeting leader. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Rosani, for letting us know the word of the day and about your
Up
role.
to you,
Next,
Pawan sir.
thank you. Next role we have is of timer, and today timer is Agora speaker Rideman Shrestha. So Agora speaker Rideman Shrestha, will you please highlight about your role?
Thank you, our speaker, Pawan Joshi, for giving me opportunity to take timer of today's online meeting. So I am keeping time of speakers and in hot topic sessions also. So I'll show the different cards like this. So you have to stop on. Thank you.
Thank you, Agora speaker Rideman Shrestha. The next role we have is of meeting evaluator. As a meeting evaluator, we have today Agora speaker Yogendra Khatioda. Agora speaker Yogendra Khatioda, will you please highlight something about your role?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful meeting again, the Agora Speakers Nepal. and my role is to evaluate the overall meeting after the hot topic session and prepare a speech session. Over to you.
Thank you, meeting evaluator. As previously said, this was our introduction of our various role taker. And the next session, or the very first session in our meeting, is the hot topic session, which will be conducted by hot topic master. Before that, I'd like to tell you that you can still have a smile on your face. Though you cannot do side talk or your microphone is muted, at least you can have a smile on your face, so it will be glorious for us to watch. So let's start with our first session for today, hot topic session, and please help me welcome our speaker Mohan Iyer to conduct the session. Please help me with a round of applause.
Thank you so much, meeting leader, and good morning, everyone. Today, I am taking the role of hot topic master. Fellow Agorians and guests, Agora Speakers International wants to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills to effectively think on their feet by answering unrehearsed questions. We also want to give every member of the opportunity to speak at each meeting. We do this with hot topic session. This session is specifically designed to develop 4 essential communication skills. They are listening. You need to listen the question at first, and you need to think about the various answers of the questions, and you need to organize the question, the answer, and speak at last. So this is such an impromptu session which makes you think on your feet, which makes you answer instantly. So in various situations, we come across to those situations when we have to answer impromptu, when we have to think on our feet and answer accordingly. So this kind of session helps us to prepare regarding such kind of things. So I have got lots of questions for today, but I'll be asking 3 questions, and whoever is ready to answer, you can raise your hand or provide me a signal so that I can let you speak from at least 1 to 2 minutes. So the first, as Agora Speakers International is related with leadership and communication related platform. So the first question for today's virtual meeting will be, how do you connect leadership and communication? What is the role of leadership and communication with each other?
I think the question is designed for Amit Upreti, I think.
We'll love to have him.
Okay, then I'll give a try. Good morning, friends, Agorians, and it's a pleasure to be with you all after such a long time. And obviously, leadership and communication, these 2 themes are intertwined because leadership is about bringing the vision into action, and for the deliverance of any action, the key tool is communication. It depends upon how you effectively communicate your vision, your action, and your approach, your strategy to the others. And it's also a two-way. It's not only your communication, but but most important is how you design the communication channels so that you can take the inputs from the others. And when there is a good flow of the communication from the leadership to the other followers or from the followers to the leaders, then a proper system is designed. So, and there are lots of research that have proved the vital function of communication in the leadership. So, and obviously in the platforms like Agora, leadership and communication, these are two key skills that we are learning by grounding together by a like in a practicable setting. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Amit sir, for your valuable inputs. Now, moving on to the next question. As we are going through a debacle situation these days, I have a question regarding the situation we are having. So the question is, how do you analyze the impact of COVID-19, its consequences, and how are you preventing yourself? What are the preventive measures you can give to all? I would like to request the guests to take initiation, participation. So we'll love hearing from them. As from our club, we have been hearing several times, but I'd love to hear from the guests how they feel.
Okay,
Impact of COVID-19.
Dr. Mukesh, please.
I think
Okay, am I
Biswanath.
audible? Okay, Vinit Santal, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, the question was like how we are going through a debacle situation and how we can get prevented, or how we can utilize this time very effectively, right?
Yes, sir.
In this very pandemic situation that the world is going through a very debacle situation, and we all need to get prevented through this situation. So the first preventive measure that we need to do is we need to break the chain that this coronavirus is spreading all over the world because of the chain, right? So first preventive measure that we can do is not being the part of that chain, and after that we can take the various steps of preventing ourselves with personal hygiene, keeping social distancing, and for the other more things. And beside that, this time is going to be a very useful time as well for energizing us, increasing the skills. So we can learn a lot of skills, and we can go through online training and other things. So that's all.
Thank you so much, sir. It was good listening from you, how the preventive measures can be taken, how we can break the chain, and how it has been a debacle for the humankind. So going with this, I have a very relevant question for this situation where this internet and digitization is very much important, because due to the lockdown, we are unable to move outside of the house. We are unable to do any kind of banking transaction by going to the bank. And these internets and the various banking apps has made our transaction very much easier. How do you take this? How important the people have felt about the role of internet and digitization? I would feel very glad if our founder Alexander Stoff could highlight his thoughts or opinions regarding the role of internet and digitization in this situation, and how the people have felt how much necessary it is.
Thank you so much, Hot Topic Master Manager. Indeed, we are not in 1918 during the first pandemic, first worldwide pandemic, at least in the modern times, with the Spanish flu. then there was a lockdown as well, but there weren't any of the modern technologies that we had. And it's a good thing that the thing that brought us together, because Agora was founded basically by using the internet, and it reached out basically mentioning we have the luxury of having the internet now, which is one of the things that is keeping actually society and common people together. And it's one of the things that is helping Agora continue and not end in a debacle. So the fact that you are able to continue your club activities, it's definitely a testament of energy and leadership and hope for the future.
Thank you so much, sir. We're glad to hear your words. Now, as this hot topic session made us speak instantly, what we just organize the things in our mind and speak on our feet. I hope this session will help us to be an impromptu speaker. So for the leading of the meeting, I would like to hand over the meeting to our energetic meeting leader, the president, Mr. Pawan Joshi. Up to you.
Thank you, Agora Speaker Mohan Nair again. And we were unfortunately disconnected because of the time limit. And we are back again with same energy. I hope you enjoyed our hot topic session, and the topic was really relevant to our meeting theme as well. The next session we will have is the prepared speech session. The beauty of prepared session is have a prepared speaker. They have enough time to prepare about what they are saying. They have structured speeches. And we have 3 speakers today. The first speaker is among our project, that is knowing your audience. And talking about our first speaker, he works for Civil Service Hospital and Administration Department. He is really energetic. He always wanted to speak. You know, whenever you say some topic or whenever you say something about speaking, he will always raise his hand, and he's always eager to speak on topic he likes. So you might have guessed who am I talking about. And the first speaker is none other than Agora speaker Kanchan Rajgiri. And to evaluate Agora speaker Kanchan Rajgiri, we have evaluator as Agora speaker Subrat Paudel. So I would like to request Agora speaker Subrat Paudel to highlight his objective of his project.
Thank you so much, Pawan. So the objective of Kanchan's speech is to highlight the importance of researching the audience before the speech and quickly establishing rapport with them. He also needs to learn to tailor a speech to a specific audience, venue, and context. So also, besides that, he also needs to learn to observe the body language of the audience and establish a dialogue, adapting to the subtle changes in the audience instead of just delivering a canned speech. So probably it might be difficult to actually see the body language of all the members while you're speaking online, but however, try to do it. All the best.
The microphone is yours, Agora speaker.
Single to man's continuous dominance in the universe, I guess. Friends, we are in the middle of a war. I would say this, our third world war. We are fighting with COVID-19 caused by coronavirus. Am I audible?
Your voice is too low, so can you probably, if you can come closer to the device and speak.
I think I'm not audible, right?
Yes, your voice is too low, so it's very difficult for me to figure out.
Please speak loudly, Kanchanji.
Can't hear me.
Can you speak so that I can see if you are audible or not?
Creating world and they start another session one.
Yes, it's better we
Then
start
it will
with
be
another
better.
speaker first. Yes.
अहिले मिटिङ यति बेला नाच्ने
Pawan, you are muted.
म्युट गरेको छु क्या
The next speaker we have is about education speaker. Kanal sir will come back to you at the end of the speech session, right? The next speaker is our educational speaker. He will be delivering speech on educational project. How is a basic educational project?
I'm back. Hi. Hello.
Kanal sir will start with you at the end of the session.
Okay.
First we'll complete Pratik, then we'll come to you.
Okay.
So next speaker is our speaker Pratik Sharma Kharel. Talking about our speaker Pratik, he is IT student and VP education of our club. He is the one who has completed most projects in our club. So he is always ready to speak whichever topic he gives. He can relate or he can relate, each and every topic and make a very beautiful speech. So please help me welcome our speaker Pratik.
Thank you very much, meeting leader. So before I begin my speech, I'll need to share my screen with everybody. So 1 second, please. Can everybody see? Can everybody see the presentation? Okay. So good morning, everyone. So as you can see in the first topic, today I'm going to be talking about the basic educational path, what a newcomer can expect and what it does and how it will help you in your journey of public speaking. Okay, first let's begin with what is educational path. Now, the educational path is like a progress chart or steps that you need to cross that is given by Agora Speaker International, which helps newcomers showing a way that they can improve themselves consistently and they don't have to flounder around looking for sources of resources, how to progress themselves. Okay. So in the website, in agoraspeakers.org, the basic educational path is laid out like this with 3 parts. Altogether, there are 16 projects and they have 3 parts. Please go to the website if you want more details. So the difference between basic and advanced educational path is those two are very, very different, from structure to the amount of progress, even the amount of time that it requires. If you look at basic educational path as like a branch of a tree, then advanced educational path is a number of branches that have been packed together. You need to complete way more than basic educational path. Now, talking about basic education path in detail. So there are 3 parts in it. The first is called the first 3 projects. The second one is called basics of speaking, and the third one is called speaking techniques. The first one has 3 projects in it. The second one has more projects in it, 7 to 8. Speaking technique has the second most amount of projects in it. Now, talking about the first three projects, this is used to start people on their speaking journey. This has three projects. The first one being either timing report or filler word counter. The second one being speaking about things you like, and the third one being who am I. In the first project, as the topic suggests, you'll have to either take the role of a timer or a filler word counter. The second one is talking about a speech thing you like for a short amount of time. It is just to familiarize yourself with going on top of a stage and trying to communicate with an audience. And the third one is introducing yourself to the club so that the members know you and you also familiarize yourself to the club itself. Now, the first project, before the first project, most of the members are guests that come to the club, so they will have already given a hot topic once before. So they will be a little bit used to giving a project, so it shouldn't be a debacle doing the topics, speaking about things you like. Now, in the second part, basics of speaking. Now, this is a major chunk of the basic educational path. There are a lot of projects in this, and this will help you get the basic components that you need to put in every speech to make it a speech worthy of speaking and worthy of listening, so that you have a basic guideline of how speeches are supposed to go. This basic of speaking is like adding tools to your how we call it, work belt. So every topic you finish, you'll have to incorporate every part of it into the next speech. If you finish speech structure, you'll need to add speech structure to the next one. If you finish speech development, you'll have to add that to the next project, because these are just the basics. And this is also one of the most important things that you'll learn in the beginning of your journey. Now, speaking techniques is the third part. Now, this is the second biggest part of basic educational path, and this will help you basically determine where you want to go after basic educational path. In after basic educational path, in the advanced educational path, it is not like basic educational path with just one way that you can go. You can go in many different paths, and to see, you can use speaking techniques to see what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what you want to improve upon, or what you want to uh, capitalize, not capitalize, what you want to shine, what you want to make polish your skills upon to know what you're good at. Now, some problems that we have seen in speakers is in first speech structure, which is part in the part 2 basics of speaking, and the fourth project in basic educational path, because it has the first speech analysis, and many members who are starting out, they don't know how to do speech analysis, obviously, and they some people don't know how. Some people look at the project themselves by going to the website, but still they're not sure how to approach it. uh, this is the first one. Second one is speech development. It is also in the second part of the whole basic educational path, and it's the sixth project. And this is difficult for people who are learning English as a second language, because speech development has many new concepts similar to grammar in a sense, and you have to use so many new concepts in one single speech and one single analysis, so it's difficult for many people to do that. And third one is consistency. Consistency as in not being able to continue their projects, because the first boost of motivation most people get is when they give their speech for the first time and they go in front of the stage and they realize where they are in terms of the level of public speaking. Anybody who's in the audience thinks it's pretty easy to go and speak for the first time, but once they actually go in front, they find out how much they can actually do and how much they can actually manage. So that shock kind of motivates them a little bit to become better, to become at least, so that they can go up there and speak what they have in their mind. But later the motivation fades, and rather looking at I need to be able to speak in front of an audience, they should start thinking about I need to become better. I need to be able to say what I have in my mind. I need to be able to go in front of the audience and speak my mind out. So some people have hard time transitioning, so the consistency drops down slowly as they go forward. That's what I've seen. Now, things to look out from day one while you're doing your basic educational path. Preparation. There are three types of preparation: before, during, and after. Obviously, before giving any speech, you need to prepare a speech, because trying to go in front of the speech, going in front of the stage and just talking will be okay till who am I, the third project. But after that, it'll be a debacle if you try to do that, because analysis speeches with basic structure and techniques added to them require you to prepare for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks even. And preparation does not mean just writing a speech down and just memorizing with heart. No, preparing a speech means having a structure, knowing what you're going to speak about, and then filling in the gaps yourself as the situation arises most of the time. During the speech, you should be in peak condition. You can postpone the speech if you're not feeling well. You don't have to force it. This is for yourself and not to show off to others. After the speech, now after the speech, using evaluation sheets, using taking recording the direct evaluator, indirect evaluators report for you, you can analyze what you did right, what you did wrong, what you should improve upon, and what you should make better. Now the second thing to look out for is commitment. Coming to the club and taking roles. Even if you're not giving a speech, you should try to strive to take roles. And even if you cannot take roles, just try to do the hot topic session. Because every day that you don't practice your art means you have to work harder 3 days to reach the point that reach the one day that you lost. So always striving to move forward, always doing the thing that you want to improve upon obviously makes you better at your skill. And mentoring. Now, mentoring has two benefits. Mentoring first means you make your club better and the members in your club better. So you have more people to ask, more people to talk to, more people with similar interests. And the second is you learn leadership. Leadership doesn't mean just giving orders or saying what to do for others. Leadership means being able to help somebody improve. That's what true leadership means. Leadership means being able to make others shine while helping them, which in turn will help you also. And that was it for the basic educational part. So thank you for listening. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, our speaker Pratik, for your beautiful speech. Hope it will help many of us in developing our speech, organizing it, and maybe some of will take membership. If you have any confusion in near future about how to make a speech or how to draft a speech, you can always contact him or any of us. So thank you again for your speech. Next speech we'll have is of our speaker Kanchan. Are you audible now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now you're audible.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes, loud and clear.
Yes. 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 I can.
Okay, you can start your speech.
I'm ready. Yeah. Shall I start?
Yes, go for it.
The single biggest threat to man's continuous dominance in the universe is virus. Friends, we are in the middle of a war. I would say this, a third world war. We are fighting COVID-19 caused by coronavirus. It is killing about 300 people and infecting 3,500 people every hour. It has forced the world to shut down, and it also has exposed everything on the planet. So how did we come to this situation? And what will be the effect of this pandemic? I'll try to analyze in this speech. Let me start with a question. Did the world have any idea about this pandemic beforehand?
No.
You may answer no. No. Okay, because I cannot see all the screens. I'm using the mobile device. Yes, the scientific community knew it, but it was largely ignored by the political leaders. After the pandemics, we heard the speech by Bill Gates, even George W. Bush, and numerous other scientific reports and writings. But it looks like the world leaders turned a blind eye to it as they were busy with their political agendas. And the outcome is in front of us. Next aspect, how many of you believe that COVID-19 is just a natural process? I cannot see the hand, so please answer in audio. Do you believe that it is a natural process?
No.
Yes, yes.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mixed answers. Like many of you, it is believed that COVID-19 is a natural process to maintain a balance in the nature. There has been an undeclared war between man and nature since thousands of years. See, we have been killing animals, the pandemics have been killing us, we have been destroying their habitats. Our habitats are being destroyed by the natural calamities, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes. We have been caging animals. We have been caged down in this pandemic. We have done so much of harm to the environment, and everything seems like coming back to us. Next aspect that is so much exposed in this pandemic is the health system of the world. The countries who are in the top of health system rankings are on top of infection and death list also. So it looks like none of the country is prepared for pandemic of this caliber. So it is not just the number of health facilities or doctors that determines the good health system. It has been proved. So what will be the effect of these pandemics? Yes, millions, thousands of people will lose their life. Millions of people will fall into the drains of hunger and poverty. Millions will lose their livelihood. So what will be the other fields that will be affected by this pandemic? Anyone wants to answer? The field? I need to hear the voice because I'm not seeing the screens, okay? Okay, let me answer. The first will be
You have
the
2 minutes
obviously
left.
the health system. The health system, because after this pandemic, countries will start reviewing their health system. And maybe they will focus more on prevention rather than the cure. The next will be the economy. Many principles of economy will change. Our models of development, industrialization, and urbanization will be reviewed, and we'll be looking to a more sustainable solution. Third is the technology. See, the technology was right in front of us, but we had never thought that we would be connecting with our friends from Australia, Spain, all over the world, and from all parts of Nepal. And this crisis has created this opportunity for us. So technology will be a big gainer in days to come. Next, the power balance in the world may change. The next will be the interest in Eastern culture and philosophy is going to increase, because we have seen so much of inappropriate norms and values of different cultures. After this pandemic, Namaste has been established as one of the universal mode of greeting. Yoga has found so much of limelight in the world. So I believe that some of my spiritual friends will agree to me on this.
1 minute left.
So in the last century, we had so much of significant events like the First World War, Second World War, Cold War, the Great Depression of 1928, the globalization. It had created so much of new principles and values. Thus, this coronavirus pandemic is sure to break many of these principles, and it will also establish new principles. This is sure to leave far-reaching consequences on days to come. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, our speaker concern. We just have 1 minute left, I think. So we can start on his speech. We can talk about our theme, disaster. Maybe what disaster? We're talking about disaster. There are normally two types of disaster. One is a natural disaster. The other is the artificial man-made or some physical disaster. So, but the natural disaster is not in our control. And just like we can see this COVID-19 or the earthquake, these are the natural disaster. But next thing is talking about the man-made disaster. The man-made disaster also have two types. One, what we can control, and the next one is somebody else is controlling for us. The control is in hand of other person. And again, if it's the hand of other person, it's again a disastrous. It hurts ourselves, or it hurts the people around us. If it's our control, we can manage by ourselves. But if it's not in control, it's really, really hard. Talking about this, the other part of disaster, I have a small quote, so I'd like to share with you. I found this on internet. You said you love rain, but you took umbrella to get rid of it. You said you like sun, but you like to hide in a shadow. You said you like wind, but you close the window when the wind is blowing. And now you are saying that you like me. I'm really afraid of this. If you like me, there might be some another disaster. So Vidya, how much time do you have now?
Great. So in order to have my speech today, I really need to share the screen, and I have made some presentations. So I would like to share my screen and show you the presentation. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, it is visible.
Leadership is not just about becoming a leader, but rather leading a team with great enthusiasm and to uplift the team in any circumstances whatsoever. So good morning and welcome everyone to 153rd Agora Speakers meeting. And I'm Sabin Karel, the secretary of meeting. So my speech is not just the speech of educational path or something more structured, but it's rather quite the combination of both educational speech as well as my experiences in 2 years of being a member in Agora Speakers Club. So here we go. Running a club, I think, is more or less like running a country where we need two fundamental entities that bind us to go forward. The first one is quite technical, and the other one is normative. Technical here is in terms of rules, in terms of regulations, in terms of structure we use to carry out everything that that becomes a mandate in the club. The other is quite simple, but most important, that's normative. Here, normative is in terms of our behaviors, our norms, our values and disciplines we show towards the club. So when we talk about technical, there are so many technical things listed in in Agora Speakers Club's website, and I've tried to capture almost everything in a very simple tone way to show some of the new members here. So when they are thinking of running a club, they can use these slides to that can help them to establish a club. So the first one is starting a club. What we do really need is to start a club, and starting a club needs more than anything an excellent leadership. Without a leadership, there is no club. So that's the thing I mentioned when I said leadership is not just about becoming a leader. It's all about leading the club. The first and most important thing we need to start a club is the leadership. And in addition to that, we just need some time and energy, because without our energy, some things are not going to happen on their own. Um, After that, we need a minimum 8 members, a venue, and a little bit of training that might help us to clear out all the confusions that we have. What can we expect from the international assistance? I think our founder is here with us, so he will definitely agree with me